Hi, I'm Madeline, and thank you so much for joining me for your Written in the Stars November Taroscope. If this is your first time joining me, this is a video where I do a monthly tarot reading for each sign, and I really highly recommend that you also check out the Taroscope for your rising sign and your moon sign, and that's not just for me, I promise, that's for you. I really thank you for joining me, and I hope that you find your reading really empowering and resonant for the month of November. And I would love to hear from you in the comments if anything really resonates with you or if you have questions about anything. So you can let me know that in the comments below, and I would really love it if you would find me on social media, and all that stuff is linked below too. Facebook, Instagram, all the things. I'm wishing you a great November, and I hope that you really enjoy your reading. And without further ado, welcome to your November Taroscope. Hey Libra! Thank you again for joining me for your November 2016 Taroscope. Let's see what's going on for you in November 2016. That's quite an exciting beginning, especially for a romantic like you, Libra. Libra, November 2016. Libra, November 2016. All right. Well, that was easy. Make sure you can see everybody here. Oh my goodness. Wow. What Spirit is saying is like, it's a powerful November for you, Libra. Yeah, wow, okay. Okay, so you're doing a lot of growing, and I'm sorry, pardon the sniffles, I'm coming down with a little bit of something. I'm trying to medicate it into the ground, but you know, also not trying to pass out during these readings or give you like a drug-induced crazy LSD type tarot reading. Okay, so you're doing a lot of honing your craft and working on what it is that you want to create. And I'm feeling like this is like, for some of you, if you're very devoted to your job, then this is about your job and your career. But for many of you, this is not your career because or rather your job, because this is what you want to do. This is the craft that you want to hone. So yeah, it could be literally crafting if you make things with your hands, if you create beautiful things, as so many Librans do. Or it could be like, I want to write this book. I want to build this blog. I want to paint this painting, design this musical composition. Become a designer, hone your craft, sit down at the sewing machine and do what you have to do to get where you want to go. And I feel like a lot of you have somebody who really wants to see you succeed. This beautiful and sweet Knight of Cups in your life. These are general readings, so of course I can't be as specific as I would like to be at all times, but the Knight of Cups is somebody in your life who is, again, very sweet and sensitive, and for many of you, this is going to be somebody romantic. Like this person just adores you, and for many of you, you adore this person as well. I'm feeling like this person really supports you in what you do. They want to see you succeed, and I'm glad that you have them, because there's coming up a little bit of ostracizing or a little bit of feeling unheard coming up for you in November. But I feel like this is one very kind of like small blip in a really great month for you overall. And speaking of really great overall, I'm feeling like the things that you've been doing, that you've been investing your emotional energy into, are really yielding tremendously in November. I feel like you're going to be able to sit back and look at what you've created and be excited. And although I feel like for many of you this is financial abundance, I'm feeling for a lot of you this is like emotional satisfaction. So some of you are like, you've just had children, or you've just had children that marked milestones to where you get to enjoy what, you get to watch them do things that make you really celebrate how far you've come and how far you've yet to go, and that it's exciting. And for some of you, this is like career stuff. Like, look at what I've done and created and cultivated. See the hive at the bottom of the card, and he's got these bees that are creating this honey that is just overflowing in these cups. And the bees are working, and it's in their nature. It's not like it's difficult for them. So I'm feeling, for many of you, the message in that is that you're doing something creative, something that is very much of your nature, and something that is really emotionally fulfilling, not just for you, but for many other people. So what you're creating is yielding beautiful things. So what I'm feeling, wow, Spirit came in really fast and said, so that for some of you, there's coming in some maybe sharp criticism, or maybe a little bit of a losing battle. Like maybe you don't have one sect of the world or one organization or a certain clique of people in your corner. Maybe you just can't. Maybe they're just never going to turn around and accept you and listen to what you have to say or see eye to eye with you. And let that be okay. Let that be okay, Libra. Trust that things are happening in the right time, and that the right people will be at your side in November and in all your life. It's the right time to adopt a really calm attitude, which, right, I mean, that is your whole hallmark, isn't it? We're the sign of the scales, the sign of balance. And speaking of balance, coming in right underneath that Five of Swords is this Four of Swords, of truce, of calm, of meditation even. So in November, it's really essential that you take some time to yourself, quiet time, time for meditation, time for, they're saying to some of you need to start taking naps. That's very funny and specific. But you need to do whatever it is that lets your mind really clear. And it's almost like if you've ever defragmented the hard drive on your computer. Like sometimes your computer is just clogged up with all kinds of useless information, and you need to eliminate it so that you're defragmenting it so that it can run smoothly, so that everything that is necessary can all run together and make sense for the computer, and so that it can process things faster. And your mind really needs that, Libra. Your mind and your spirit need a little retreat and recharge in November. So in between all the work that you do and the planning that you need to do and that you will be doing, and you'll also be enjoying some victories, but it's going to be important that you make that downtime for yourself. And for a lot of you, I'm feeling you need to journal. So again, whatever it is that lets you give a little output when the world is always giving us input, so many thoughts and worries and tasks. You need time to like, oh my gosh, let it out. Like whether you dance, Spirit is saying some of you dance, or you just take a long walk, or you break out your journal, or you take a nap, like they also said some of you do. Because of course that I would love to tell you exactly what it is for you. These are general readings, and if you do want something more in-depth and personal, you can definitely book a one-on-one reading with me. I would love that, and I have booked my shop in the description below if you're interested. But November is like look at you here. You're the magician. You're the magician, Libra. You're bringing something into the world in November and creating something. And I feel like you're definitely being recognized in November. Your skills, your talents, what you've gone out and done and created is getting noticed in November. That's this Six of Wands over here, this victory, this like you're having a parade. Like people are really noticing in this magician. I wanted to say Gemini. Wow. So for some of you, the Gemini is really important in your life. Like there's a Gemini that is driving you, or that is by your side helping you with this victory. That was really interesting. Okay, but you're getting accolades. You're getting applause for these thoughts that you have, these skills that you have. So you need to create, Libra. You need to do what it is that is again of your nature. Like you have this naturally to give. You have this gift. And wow, it's really interesting to see these two next to each other. Because, of course, the Magician is number one. Ooh, hello, I'm sorry, cameras are backwards. The Magician is number one, and the High Priestess is number two in the tarot. And here they are in order, placed right next to each other. So you're going to have this idea, you're going to give birth to it, and then you're going to have like this period of reflection, of waiting. So I feel like something is going to get put out into the world, and then you're just going to be watching and waiting, watching and waiting. The High Priestess is about trusting your intuition, about taking your time, about waiting for the right information before you go forward. So you're going to create, and then there's this resting period. And again, you know, we're talking about rest, and you had that meditation card just a second ago. And the High Priestess is all about meditation, all about quieting the mind so that she can hear her intuition. The High Priestess listens to her spirit, to her gut. Feel things in your body in November, Libra. Trust the sensations that you have above the rationalizations, because you're an air sign and you can talk yourself in and out of anything. So when someone makes you an offer, or someone is rude to you or kind to you or whatever it is, feel in your body what that does to you. Because sometimes people who are quote unquote rude are good people. They might be ornery or they might be harsh or brutish, excuse me, in their demeanor, but their actions are good. Or vice versa. You know, there's somebody who is very charming and very sweet, but their actions say that they're not good people. Or your vibe meter as the High Priestess, whether you're male or female, says, no, as nice as this person is making this opportunity or themselves sound, I'm not buying it. So give it time, Libra. I feel like, I feel like Spirit is saying that someone is going to make you an offer. For many of you, again, these are general readings, so I'm getting many, many impressions, and it's hard to drill it down all the time. But many of you are getting an offer, and give it time. Don't feel rushed in responding or in saying yes. I feel like the landscape is shifting around you right now. In November, things are going to look different by the end of November, is what I'm hearing. There's change, there's fluctuation. You have another card of fluctuation over here. And this is like financial fluctuation and flow. And that 8, that figure 8 that it's making, in numerology, 8 is money. Money, power, influence. Same thing in astrology, the 8th house, money, power, influence. And they're talking about partnership. They brought up astrology because it's also the house of other people's money, or joint ventures, just shared resources. So there could be a joint venture that is going to go very well for you in November. And it's just the beginning, because this is the 2 of Pentacles. So it's like this could be quote unquote, haha, Spirit is saying, you know, the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And this crown and the fact that this is Pentacles, which is money, job, resources, tells me that there's a terrific flow potentially coming into your life with your finances. Because again, everything is your free will. Tarot is not fatalistic. It does not say this is your fortune. It's more like a weather forecast. This is where you appear to be going based on the choices you're making. And therefore, if you don't like where it's going, you can change your mind and you can start making different choices. But I'd say this looks like it's going very well for you. So as long as you're bringing your ideas into the world, honing your craft, and being willing to wait and see what it feels like in your gut and not just in your mind when people make offers to you, or when you are ready to bring your skill into the world, there's the potential for this wonderful financial flow, and definitely, again, this victory, this applause, these accolades. And here you need to tell the truth, Libra. You're an air sign, and this is the Ace of Swords. It rules the earth element. It represents the earth element. And the Ace of Swords is about telling the truth. It's about sending your message And sometimes sending a message means causing a breakthrough, causing a rip in kind of the fabric of things. And sometimes that's very necessary. And it's interesting that Spirit was giving me that image of fabric ripping. They're saying that some of you, and earlier they were giving me a message like about a sewing machine on that Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you, they're getting very specific that you're doing something that has to do with like tailoring, with fashion, with working clothes. You need to be honest, Libra. Sometimes you can be a little too, excuse me, I'm so sorry, a little too diplomatic, to the point where you give others more credence than yourself, more room than yourself, and you can tend to shrink away from saying things like, no, I don't like that, or I think that's bad, or I don't want to, or anything that really might disrupt the room or the relationship. Don't be afraid to do that. That is really what's that's what's gonna bring positive change into your life. And I'm not seeing or feeling any catastrophic like ends of relationships because you speak your mind. So for goodness sake, speak your mind, because it's bringing you the right kind of change and the right kind of victory. And I feel like by the end of November, the same way that Spirit said up here that that things are going to look different by the end of November. Can't talk. I'm so sorry. By the end of November, here you are looking at your options. Here you are waiting for your ships to come in, or waiting, and are you waiting for them to come in so that you can get on them and leave? Or are they bringing something to you? Are they gifts that are coming into you? Be the High Priestess, Libra. When I ask you that question, what do you feel? Are you going out on the ships? Or are the ships bringing something to you? Let that question sit with you. And what do you feel? Does something spring to mind immediately? Or do you want to wait? Do you want to let it settle? Something to think about, Libra. But there's definitely a new adventure ahead for you. Whether it's bringing you something or you're going out on those ships, something is certainly coming for you, and it's the right time. November is the right time to envision. It's the right time to create. Of course, as I always do, I'll be picking one card for you to really focus on, embody, or remember when you leave this reading. If you take nothing else from it, take this. But before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for watching your reading. I really appreciate you joining me again. And I would love it if you would like or subscribe to my channel if you really enjoy it and want to see more of what I do. And I really appreciate any of the sharing that you do, whether it's with friends or on social media. It really means so much to me and does a lot to help me. So thank you for that. And now the card, Libra, that I would like to pick for you to really embody and remember for this month is the Magician. Do your thing, Libra. Create. As Spirit said, do what is in your nature. Do what springs for you naturally, what you love and what you want to do. And when you do it with gusto, and when you do it with dedication, that Eight of Pentacles, that honing your craft, when you do it with enthusiasm and dedication, you cannot lose. I am super excited for you in November, Libra. You have the support, you have the vision, and you get the validation. I think it's going to be a fabulous November for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. And again, if you have any comments or questions, I would love to hear from you in the comments below, or you can also find me on social media and hook up with me there. That would be awesome. I would also really love it if you would check out my blog, writteninthestars.co, if you want to see some horoscopes, some new moon talk, all that good stuff. I would love to see you there too. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you have a fabulous month. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will like it and subscribe. And I hope to see you in December. Have a wonderful month. Bye-bye.